We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save the world, and I'm going to be a part of it.
Florida State Senator Randy Fine speaking to Fox News, saying he's running for a congressional seat that includes all of Flagler County.
The Congressional District 6 seat being vacated by U.S. Representative Mike Waltz is wanted by State Senator Randy Fine, and the change-up has the approval of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump.
No one's fought harder for Floridians in Florida than I have. I've been the tip of the spear on all of the great pieces of legislation that have made Florida the state that it is, and I'm ready to take that fight to Washington.
The special election for the Congressional District 6 seat is actually a step outside of Fine's territory. He explains.
Well, I wouldn't have done it if the president didn't want me to, but I have fought for Floridians, and when I brought universal school choice to every parent in Florida, that's for every Floridian. When I ended transgender mutilation surgeries on children, that was for every Floridian. And the issues that matter to this congressional district are the issues that matter to everyone.
Fine's announcement comes just weeks after the Brevard County lawmaker was elected to the Florida Senate. Fine said he will step down from the Senate in March, about midway through the 2025 legislative session. Waltz's resignation is set to go in effect January 20th, the day of Trump's inauguration. A special primary election for Waltz's seat will take place on January 28th, and a special general election is set for April 1st. Florida is a closed primary state. If you wish to vote in this special primary election, you must be a registered voter in the party for which the primary is being held. The deadline to sign up for party affiliation is December 30th. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, December 2nd.
You know, I think we all have the premise that every family and all parents make the right decisions for their children. That's not true.
Former Flagler County School Board member Cheryl Massaro discusses a significant challenge looming for educators.
Massaro was asked whether she thinks social media and new technology will benefit today's students.
Probably I have to stay neutral in that because there's some really good things because of social media. AI coming in is going to be a very interesting approach of how you're going to handle that in education and how the kids are going to handle that. Okay, because it can change things automatically. So how that's going to be a challenge for the education of the future. How do districts, teachers, how do they handle AI in the classroom? A lot of them will use it, and they should.
Massaro says teachers don't need to fear losing their jobs to artificial intelligence.
You need that interpersonal touch. People need to be able, you see what a child needs, and you see when that light bulb goes on. That is probably the most awarding time of being in education. Wow, they got it. It may not have been the first time. It may have been the 30th time, but then they got it. And that's what keeps teachers coming back.
Massaro says with vouchers and other options available to parents, they must choose wisely.
It's just like having 50 pharmacies. Which pharmacy are you going to pick? And that concerns me because not every pharmacy has the same requirements or the same costs. So you're going to start trying to find the pharmacy that's right for you, but is it going to be right for your child down the road? And with public education, they have to follow such strict rules and regulations, and the kids have to pass such testing that is not necessarily being required of other programs.
Tomorrow, Massaro will share her thoughts on educational opportunities available to Flagler County students. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Moody.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. A local physician makes a meaningful impact on the area's medical community.
Dr. Joe Chen brings new technologies to Palm Coast.
So I do a procedure here that's brand new to Palm Coast called 10-JET. 10 like the number TEN, jet like you're flying on a plane. And so this procedure is a minimally invasive procedure done in the surgery center by me under just local anesthesia.
The doctor explains how his revolutionary procedure works for those suffering from tendon-related pain.
I'm using about a 12-gauge needle with a small pressure washer at the end of the needle. It's perfectly calibrated to push out all of the bad tendon, keep only the good tendon. And patients are doing tremendously well with that procedure.
Normal daily activity can chip away at tendons, but Dr. Chen uses ultrasound to measure their health. He also supports the use of gel injections and cortisone shots as alternatives to surgery.
based upon x-rays and imaging modalities like ultrasound, we can kind of grade to see exactly how bad the arthritis actually is. I tell patients when they're coming in for the gel shots, I'm basically giving them liquid cartilage.
Dr. Joe Chen says it's never too soon to evaluate your tendon health.
At any time, if they're having any type of, even high school athletes, if they're having any issues with chronic joint tendon, whatever issues that they have, orthopedic issues in general, having the conversation with a sports medicine physician like myself is never a bad idea.
You can catch Lifeline on WNZF Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, and it's on the Flagler radio app anytime you want to listen. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Abby Stevenson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
With schools closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, the sports schedule was limited last week. The Matanzas boys soccer team hosted undefeated Fleming Island at the Ship on Monday. Jonathan Costa scored his third goal of the season, staking the Pirates to an early lead.
I was pretty static, scored in the first 5 minutes. It was good for the boys, got the morale up. Everybody was confident for the rest of the game. Played well, played hard.
Pirate coach Berto Aguilar.
Teams that are always winning and competing, they never get knocked in the mouth, right? You have to knock them one time in the mouth to see how they react, and we did that.
The Eagles came in averaging 4.5 goals a game, but Brandon Tavares was spectacular, stopping 8 of 9 shots, holding the Eagles to a 1-1 draw. Aguilar on his keeper.
A solid performance from him. Big kudos for him, because I think he's going into these games with goals against average, at least on max prep, as coming in one of the top goalkeepers.
Costa feels this shows what Matanzas is capable of.
I think it just shows that we have heart. We could play. I think we could play against any team, really, that comes up against us. We can compete. We could battle with anybody.
His coach agrees.
I think for us, it's a good showing for the group to mentally prepare them. Hey, you know what? We competed against one of the tougher teams in the area. What's next for us?
The Pirates are now 4-1-1 on the season. They host Seabreeze tomorrow. The FPC girls wrestling team is a heavy favorite to win state this year. Wednesday, they hosted the Rotary Invitational to kick off the season, grabbing first place as a team with 6 individual champions: Mariah Mills, Nina Borgman, Anna Villar, Tiana Fries, Alexa Caledonio, and Kendall Bibla. Only one game tonight. FPC boys soccer is at DeLand. It's a busy Tuesday, though. The alma mater St. Augustine hosts the Pirate boys in basketball, the Pirate girls in soccer. FPC hosts University in girls soccer, Fletcher in boys basketball. The FPC boys will be on the WNZF Sports Network Saturday at 1:30 when they host Father Lopez on the Flagler Radio YouTube channel and the WNZF Facebook page. The Lady Bulldogs basketball team is at Pine Ridge tomorrow. FPC goalkeeper Natalie Neal attended a camp for college prospects hosted by Stetson this weekend. This is your home for local sports with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.